Who is it you want to become? Now, this is the most important questions you guys have to continuously ask yourself throughout the journey. It's going to change over time, but it's super important when starting any sort of entrepreneurial type endeavor. You have to figure out who it is you want to become, because this entire journey from start to finish and the entire way in between is a path of self discovery, increasing awareness as to who you are, what it is you want, why do you want it, and this is this has to be kept top of mind throughout the entire way. Now, answers will change over time, but you have to have some sort of foundation that you can look towards and work towards, because it's the fulfillment and the journey that's meant to give you purpose along the way. And so let's kind of run through this exercise together as kind of a heaven and a hell portion of a sales call, like what we do with our prospects. And it's important that you guys feel these questions when you answer them. And when you feel something, either with pain or with a dream state, it's going to propel you to take action. And you have to kind of act on that, and you have to feel it the entire way through. So, these are just some of the questions I asked myself, and you guys have to ask yourself as well. Let's get into it. How much money are you making? This is pretty much the start. Now, most entrepreneurs dream is to make their first 10K month when they first start out. If I could make my first 10K month, then my life is set. Do you want to only make 10K a month so that you could just travel, chill, live in cheap countries and do your thing? If that's what you want, fine. Or do you want to make 100K a month for X, Y, and Z reason? Fine. But you have to make a contract with yourself that you have to say, I am not going to be happy until I reach this goal. And desire, as Naval Ravikant put it simply, is a contract with yourself that you aren't happy until you get something. Now, I want to make crystal clear that if you aren't willing to work towards something, stop having that desire. If you are willing to work towards something and have that desire, just know you have to be patient and keep sticking to the path. So many people, everybody starts out saying they want to make money. Everybody starts out saying they want to get in shape. That's why it's a pyramid to the top, and that's why it gets smaller and smaller. And as I continue to be in this online money making space, guys, I start to realize how zero tolerance and no bullshit people at the top take from anyone else. And it's like, if you're not up to their standards or better, they don't want to be around you. And I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm saying this in terms of, it's okay. That's fine. That's the harsh truth that you have to confront about the world. And you have to say to yourself, I want to get there. I'm not where I want to be. What can I do to get there? And that's fine. That's the path. So, what kind of friends do you have? What type of body do you have? What does your dream girl look like? And I want you guys to take these questions down and answer them in their specifics. In the specifics, what color eyes do you want your girlfriend to have? What color hair? What type of body? What type of body do you have? Do you have a six pack? Are you training CrossFit, or training towards a marathon, or training towards some sort of competition? What does your body look like? And that's why it's important to have these end goals, to have these desired states, and then break them down into micro, daily, weekly, monthly actions, so that it's a target and not just a dream that you're going towards. It's a target, and it's predictable in X amount of time frame. And that's why it's important to reverse engineer your goals. And if you guys want to learn more about reverse engineering, you could watch one of my earlier videos. So, are you location independence? Where are you living? Do you have multiple home bases? And it's really cool too, because as you guys kind of figure out what it is that you want, your life is like GTA. It's legit GTA. You keep leveling up the status game. You get more money. Okay, what I want to put myself in the dating market. So you get a girlfriend. I don't want to pay any taxes, so I diversify my assets. I open up multiple bank accounts in multiple different countries, get multiple passports, different citizenships, different residencies. You diversify and you kind of get yourself on as many grids as possible, and you just play the game. You play the game to the best of your ability. And that's one of the things about life. It's that, like, if you don't confront these questions, ignorance is bliss, and you're just gonna feel sorry for yourself when push comes to shove and you're not prepared for any of these situations. So it's really cool, guys. Like, lifestyle design is fascinating, but you have to start off by answering these questions. What it is that you want. Like me personally, hopefully you guys can take this as an example and apply it into your own life. But like, I want to be based out of 3 different countries. The US is obviously one of them. I want to be in Washington, D.C. or New York. The UAE is another one. I want to spend a couple months of the year in Dubai. And then I have to figure out a third country, right? Like, I spent 3.5 months in 2025 in Tulum, Mexico. Maybe it's Mexico. I got to figure out what it is I want and is it a good fit to my life and to what I want, right? So, and another thing as well, guys, don't let anybody tell you what you should and shouldn't want. Like, this is your life. Don't listen to anyone else, right? So, about what you want. Now, if it's about money or about SMMA or agency, then invest in mentors and listen to them 100%, right? I'm talking about what you want and why you want it. What type of person are you? What groups are you in? Now, what you guys see online with different groups and different social groups, and like I'll mention it right now. Like, you have groups like Tuxedo Society, A Players Club, another one that's called Class, and these different entrepreneur groups. Like, these are groups where you have to be making 7 and 8 figures a year. Like, you have to, because like I was saying, the people at the top, they have zero tolerance for the people at the bottom. And if you're not providing any value, aren't a decent person, or fun to be around, or likable, then you're not gonna be put into anything. And circling this entire conversation, you have to say to yourself, and that's okay. And I want to get there, and that's okay, but I'm not there just yet. Okay? Do you want to give your family money, right? Like, imagine that feeling of coming home and handing 20, 30, 40, 50K cash to your parents for everything they've done to you, for raising your dumbass. Like, imagine that feeling. Or pulling up in front of the house with a car. Like, imagine that feeling. Now, is that feeling worth the struggle and the late nights and the early mornings? Hell yeah, it's worth it. So these are just some of the questions that you have to be asking yourself, guys. And you have to feel these questions. One of my favorite um, people when it comes to manifest, or not manifesting, but like bringing to reality the identity you want to become, is Joe Dispenza. Now, Joe Dispenza says, our thoughts are no less real than the physical reality we live in. And so that piece of information alone should absolutely wow you, because if your thoughts can't tell the difference between reality and what's not real, then you could program your brain like, guys, this is real, this is happening, this is legit, backed by science. Okay, you could program and hack your brain into getting what you want, and just hypnotizing yourself into saying to you, into getting everything that you've ever wanted. Like, this is real. So that's that. And then let's see the other side of the coin, the hell portion. What happens if nothing happens? What happens in 2 to 3 years from now if nothing happens? If your life doesn't change, can you accept that? Are you going to be the type of person that's going to be okay with that? And I'll be real with you guys right now. I mean, these questions want to make me throw up. I mean, this is something I'm working towards, and by extension, I think every person should too. But like, you should be so firm and set in your identity and who you're becoming that these questions just want to make you throw up. Like, I'm getting nauseous just even reading this out loud, because this is not in my brain at the slightest. It's like that scene from Marty Supreme where the woman asks him, "Are you making money yet with your little table tennis thing?" And he goes, "Not yet." And she goes, "Well, what happens if you don't make any money moving forward?" And he goes, "That doesn't even enter my brain. It doesn't even enter my brain." That's how it should be with you guys. You need to burn the boats. No point of return. Now, if you're comfortable not paying anything, living at home, you can make it work. But I really would force yourself to be in a situation where you have to make it work. And then once you get out of that situation, you kind of change your why and you change your reasoning. And like, for me, my goal in the beginning was just to get out of my house. It was just to get out of my neighborhood, because I saw the other side, right? Like, I lived abroad for many many months. I saw the other side, and my one thing was to make 10K a month and dip as quick as possible. But the why changes over time. So you have to burn the boats in the beginning, no point of return. And you have to say to yourself, this is life or death, because the truth is, it is. It's your life. And how do you want to live it? So I hope these questions kind of bring into perspective in your own life the things you should be asking yourself. What do you want? Why do you want it? And set deadlines as well. And 3 super important questions you have to ask yourself throughout your entire life is, where am I going to live? What am I going to do? Who am I going to be with? 3 super important questions that take years to ask. These aren't going to come overnight or in a couple months. Like I'm traveling the world right now trying to figure out my third country, right? I'm trying to be based out of. Um, and like you have to figure out what it is that you want and why do you want it. And those are the three most important questions. So I hope this was of value, and it's a fun exercise. It's scary, it's exciting, and you have to feel all the answers all the way through because it's the emotions that are going to propel you into the next dimension and taking action. Alrighty, peace.